Hi there, everyone. Welcome back to Fantasy for the Ages, the show where father and son get together and talk about fantasy, science fiction, and other nerdy things we enjoy. If you enjoyed this book blast episode today, where Zach is going to give his spoiler-lite reactions to Book 2 of the Poppy War series, The Dragon Republic, be sure to like it down below, subscribe to our channel, give us your comments down in the comment box, and find in the show notes all the other ways that you can connect with us. We love hearing from people about the things you viewed and your thoughts on our thoughts. So, Zach, I haven't read this. Again, you're not going to
Yes.
spoil it for us,
No.
but take us into book 2 of R.F. Kuang's Poppy War trilogy.
So last time when I talked about the Poppy War, I talked about loving the first half, liking the second half. The first statement I'm going to make about the Dragon Republic is going to seem like it detracts from the book. This book follows more in the vibe and feeling of the second half of that first book. However, because it doesn't have that first half of the book to make it a jarring juxtaposition, it worked a lot better for me. It felt smoother, and I was like, okay, I've had time to get used to this feeling for this, and now I can look deeper than what it was. This book is really good. It has a number of features that are interesting and develop the ideas that were established earlier, as well as taking a new avenue, making heroes into villains, or just good guys into gray guys, or making a very complicated, complex world. Like, it feels confusing that you don't always know who you want to cheer for. And you start wondering if the characters that you care for, do you actually like them? Or are they bad
I've been
people?
cheering for the wrong guys!
Well, maybe there just aren't any right guys to cheer for. And yet, that's not the best thing I can say about this book. The best thing I can say about this book comes with a trigger warning.
Okay. Trigger.
If you or a loved one has suffered from substance abuse, PTSD, especially as a veteran of war, be a little cautious.
Okay, I have a guess. Because you've said this trilogy more on an East Asian type vibe. So I'm guessing opium's involved in some way.
Opium and some other things at times. This book really, it shocked me how well it seemed to handle drug abuse and addiction and trauma from war and other horrific events and PTSD and so many other very rough topics.
Yeah.
Especially from an author that, to the best of my knowledge, has studied them but not personally experienced any of it.
Well, authors say, write what you know, but some things you don't want to know. You don't need personal experience. Now, just use your imagination.
I could be wrong about R.F. Kuang's history, but to the best of my knowledge, she has not experienced a lot of the things that she wrote about in this book, at least not in this way. And it felt like one of the most authentic portrayals of a lot of it, to be respectful, but also really dive into those ideas and give a room, a kind of semi-safe place to explore this, use it as a thing to drive the narrative, and also kind of broaden my perspective as a reader of what people have gone through historically and maybe go through even today.
Okay. What else would you like to say about this book?
You're gonna get upset. Inevitably, you're gonna want certain things to work out. We're going to want to trust people. You're going to be betrayed in this book.
Things are not as they appear.
Well, sometimes you'll see it coming, and it's still going to hurt. This book is an Empire Strikes Back of a trilogy. Even when it's good things happening, it hurts.
That sounds like quality writing, though, if it gets you invested to the degree that you're like, no, why would you do that? Oh, man, that you're that invested.
And it is something to say, it's very readable, but it's good prose. It tells a story and paints pictures
Those two do not have to be like, good prose and then very readable. They're not on opposite ends of the spectrum necessarily. You're thinking
And
Tolkien.
yet,
I know you are, but come on.
I'm not actually. I'm thinking a lot of the English majors and hoity types who are like good prose. And
Zach
it's
insults all English majors, you hoity-toity
I said
type.
and hoity-toity
Oh,
types.
okay.
Not that those two are always the same. Don't put words in my mouth.
Your sister is like,
But
really?
I have met English majors who are hoity-toity, and that combination are the people who would be like, no, if you don't have to stop after every couple of sentences to really think and percolate on what was just said and how it was said, then it's not good writing. And I'm like, I want to enjoy a story, thank you.
Never read Book of the New Sun, Zach. Just saying.
I'm going to do it at some point anyways. It's not the first Gene Wolfe I've read.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
At some point.
All right. So the things you've shared about the Dragon Republic, it leans into again. I'm interested. I think I will want to read this. It's on my TBR. Like I said with book one, I think I'll get to it next year. You think I might want to raise it up more? I've already raised it up. I had it buried. I had this trilogy buried in my TBR.
This book, even though I actually rated the Poppy War a little higher than the Dragon Republic, just because I loved that first part, this book is where I'm like, no, raise that up in the TBR. Raise it.
There you go. All right. There you go, everybody. Let us know your thoughts about what Zach had to say here today. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.